The information shared in these conversations and videos are intended for general knowledge and entertainment purposes only. It should not be considered as legal advice or professional guidance. Additionally, any documentation or references to specific content are solely for the purpose of discussion and understanding. It does not imply endorsement, promotion, or support of said content. The views expressed in these videos and/or conversation are those of the individuals involved and do not represent any official stance or opinion. The content you are about to experience may contain strong language, including explicit words and phrases. This language is used for artistic expression and may be integral to the storyline or character development. It is important to note that the use of such language does not endorse or promote offensive behavior. Viewer discretion is advised, and please enjoy the show responsibly.
The United States Fair Use Disclaimer.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's harder than I like to think, but it's easy when you're by my side. No point in calling, you just have to see the fundamentals of our love tonight. Cause I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like a movie, my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Killing time, we got nowhere to be. You sending messages I can't ignore. No contemplating, come here close to me. I'm bored at home, can't leave the house no more. But I've been looking at a photograph of you, and I've been thinking about all the ways you move. This isolation got me feeling like I'm losing my love. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart. Yeah, when I wake up, I feel empty, not beside you. My whole life been searching just to find you. This quarantine, it hasn't got the right to keep us apart.
So much to the poltergeist, trying to hold on to love, but it's frosting nice time. Much but a light from a falling sky. fly to the forces above us like keep holding on to this present time, inspired by the ones that were left behind us. We fell for the light of a foreign sky, blind to the forces above this life. So much to the poltergeist, trying to hold on to love, but it's fast and nice time. Much better light from a falling sky, fly to the forces above us like keep holding on to this present time, inspired by the ones that were left behind us. We fell for the light of a foreign sky, flying to the forces above this life. So much to the poltergeist, trying to hold on to love, but it's frost and nice time. So much but a light from a foreign sky, blind to the forces above us. Keep holding on to this present time, inspired by the ones that were left behind us. We fell for the light of a foreign sky, blind to the forces above this light.
Hello, everybody. Hope you are having a good afternoon. Let's see. Say hello to everybody coming on in. Hey, country girl. Good to see you. I'm glad you got to come. Miss Kim Maple. Good to see you. Good to see you. She says, don't forget to smash the like button and show Gypsy some love. Show me some love, baby. Show me some love. Show me some love. Okay, Kiki, thank you for coming. I appreciate that. Hey, Liberators, good to see you. I saw you say that you're going to be revamping your channel. I think that's a great idea, and I'm anxious to see what all you put out this year. We sure have missed you guys. Good to see you, MC Lick Lick Pop. It's always good to see you. Yeah, always good to see you guys here. So today I'm just going to kick around some little things that I wanted to talk about as far as goal planning. And I thought you were ending. I'm here to stay until the end. Oh no, I was just letting everybody come on in and get themselves together, sit down, and before I jumped right in it, I try to give everybody one of my music videos that I put together. I grab a song that I really dig the vocals on in our YouTube audio library that they give us that we're able to make videos with. And I put some of our drone footage of various places that we visited, my husband and I, and I tried to show it off at the beginning and the end of my show. Hey, Ellen, good to see you. It's always good to see you. So I hope that you enjoy it. Boston Boss, good to see you. Yeah, so we're just going to talk about goal planning. And hearing a buzz. Hold on, let me try to see if I've got this on tight here. Sorry, I was hearing a buzz. Okay, so what a difference a good hot coffee makes. That's a great idea. A hot coffee. Hot coffee. Yeah, it's always good to see you, Ellen. That's my honey in the background, always cheering me on. Let's see here. I was going to go over some slides with you guys and talk about goals, setting goals and why they're important and all that good stuff. And when you set goals, not to set them so high they're not obtainable, and then you're feeling empty, let down, and a void because you didn't live up to your expectation and you'd set the bar so high that it was unrealistic. So, setting realistic expectations when you're setting goals is always my number one thing when I go in it. I say to myself, is this realistic? Is this something that I really can obtain? Are there other people in control of variables that are going to keep me from accomplishing these goals? And taking those variables into account when I go into attack mode of accomplishing those goals and knocking them out. And so, at the heart of effective goal setting lies a deep understanding of oneself. Meaning you have to like have enough self-awareness that this goal is something that I really can obtain. I'm going to give you an analogy. Say, well, a goal that I have would be to go on a Mediterranean cruise with my husband and wear a slinky dress with a nice tan and drink some Rianiti wine like the commercials from the 70s. But I know that's not a realistic goal for me within the next 5 years. I'm not going to be able to accomplish that. There's too many variables in my way to accomplish that goal. So I'm not even going to put that on my list because there's just too many outside factors that were going to get in my way. And so that's what I mean. Being self-aware. At the heart of effective goal setting lies a deep understanding of oneself. You can't write goals and obtain them if you don't have self-awareness. So that's key right off the bat. Am I right, y'all? Don't y'all agree? You gotta be like, yeah, good to see you too. Hey, Jackie Blue. I just see you coming in. I'm hopping in the shower, but wanted to say hey. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're here. Yay, this is one you can just listen to. I'm gonna read the slides so you can podcast me today. You don't have to watch me. My goal is to get to 500 subs. That is a very realistic goal. Feel free to drop your links or have mods drop your link. Thank you, Country Girl. I appreciate that. That is obtainable. That's not you saying I'm going to win the internet, right? Saying I'm going to win the internet, that's an overreach. You know what I mean? So let's see. My goal is to get $500 debt out my life sooner than later. I like that goal too. Now that's something. $500 is obtainable if you break that down into weeks. Seriously, break that down into weeks. And I would even go as far as, because that's such a small amount, break that down into days, and see how obtainable that is. $500 divided by 352 days. Boom, there you go. There's your $500. $2 a day. I'm bad at math, but it's something like that. You know what I'm saying? Very realistic. Exactly. Okay, let's see. Let me get, yes, I do too, honey. I'm going to tell you a way that you could do that between you and me and whoever watches this. Everything you own, someone needs. Every single last thing you own, someone needs. And go through your home and recycle stuff. And before you know it, you've recycled $500 worth of stuff. And I sell on Facebook Marketplace and clean out what you've got. And everything is replaceable. Remember, everything is replaceable. you need money now, then you need to liquidate your inventory. Always cut your inventory and your overhead. Okay. You want to get down to your basic essentials. You got to have power, you got to have food, and you got to have, what's the other one? Rent. Yeah, it sure can. I understand that. Do you? That's what I do. We have, there's a huge curb picking um, community here because there's so much stuff thrown out and there's only one dump here. I would much rather see stuff get repurposed, recycled, than it wind up out at the dump. That's just a I love going and looking to see what's God's put out for me for the day. My goal is to lift someone's day just by being nice to them. Well, you've already done it, Neville. We love you. And thank you for always thinking of me when you put out your videos. That really touches my heart some days when I'm feeling down. You have no idea. So I appreciate that so much. Hey, Days, good to see you. Everyone cannot chat. Busy today. I understand that. I fell out last night and didn't get to make. I had my list of songs here. I had Pat Benatar laid out. I was gonna sing Heart. Here's all my hair bands, and I didn't get to do it. I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I've overslept. I don't know why I was so tired. My husband says it's because it's the season changing. I don't know. But I wanted to come sing. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide here. Here's the cover. I forgot to put up goal setting part 1. I'm gonna do several parts. Okay, so today is self-reflection. And we'll talk about this slide for a minute. What do you find yourself daydreaming about when you have spare time? What do these daydreams tell you about your true desires? What do you daydream about? And you? What do you dream about? From the movie Purple Rain, Apollonia says to Prince. And you? What do you dream about? Sorry, it's one of those movies I know all the words to. Rent paid this month, but few little bills and vehicle necessities, gas, insurance, pet food. You sound like me. Done. Still gotta go get my I need garbage bags. My husband won't go get them. I said, go to Dollar Tree. Days we got all the remodeling done. Thank the Lord. Woohoo! Take a bow. And part of getting out of that debt, I have to get out of debt with check cashing place. I understand because the interest rates are out of this world. They really suck it to us poor people with the interest rates, don't they? I understand. So in self-reflection, what do you find yourself daydreaming about when you have spare time? All of this is part of getting to know yourself and being self-aware before you sit down to set your goals. Okay, I had to tell them where the inhaler's at. Sorry. Let's see. I don't sit down long enough, Gypsy. I understand that. All right. Well, let's just do it mentally. Um, when you're moving about, when you're daydreaming, that's sort of like I used to call it, or I guess I still do, a wish, a hope, a dream. We all need to have wishes, hopes, and dreams. And if you don't, then you may be battling depression. And that might be something else that you want to look at before you sit down to discuss your goals, because you should automatically have feelings of aspiration already sort of in your DNA when the end of the year comes. And if you're not, you may be battling some depression. Um, my goal, if anybody wants to know, is to keep my butt in my church more. I love that. I'm gonna tell you, I can get my family to go to their once a month. They get together and have a dinner, and we'll go to church at night. But getting them up on a Sunday morning, forget it. It's not happening. I can't do it. I tried. It's a great goal, Kiki. It is. That's fantastic, and I miss the camaraderie of real life people. Real life people. And I went and I bought a jacket off a marketplace today, and it was so exciting because we both were similar in age, similar likes, and I was almost giddy because it was in person and it wasn't a bot on the internet, you know. It kind of got me really excited about talking to that person again. That's my problem, Gypsy. I battle depression every day. Kim, I do too. And my best advice for that is I'm just telling you, girlfriend to girlfriend. I am not a doctor. I am not someone to even really model your life after, but I'll tell you what helped me. And that is staying on my meds. And I had to kiss a lot of frogs before I found the prince, meaning cocktail. It took me years, and I've been high, low, and all around the United States, Alaska, Mexico. And it took an old doctor in Yadkin County, North Carolina, to tell me that I needed Triliptal, and that all the new meds were giving me a paradoxical effect and making me manic instead of calming me down. It was making me more anxious. And so all I have to say is we have to be responsible for our own mental health. We have to. It's just like, if we're going to be a civilized society, we have to take ownership and responsibility for our own health. It's not anyone else's job but our own. And if things happen because we weren't being responsible and taking the necessary steps as far as medication maintenance and counseling, and we become a menace to society, then we can't play victim when people shun us from their lives. That's not being realistic, once again, when you don't take ownership of your own. So that's why I'm saying going into this year, maybe a goal would be staying on your meds, and maybe talking with your doctor about maybe adding a med or adding a group or a another tool to your life like meditation, maybe joining the YMCA, things like that. I've never had it, but could be possible, I guess. About depression, I get seasonal depression. If I don't have sunlight, I get sad, melancholy. I need to help with commitment. Yep. Yeah. Now, if you suffer from ADHD like I do, a commitment is hard, isn't it? That's something I don't really want to do. I got so tired of taking all the meds. I have to. I have to because um that's how I am maintaining my it's how I can be a productive member of society, is maintaining my meds, you know. Yeah, so now God helps those who help themselves, and I've always told myself he's not going to help me if I'm not doing everything I possibly can do to help myself. That's just kind of how I see it. He's only going to help me if I'm helping myself. I can't sit down because I do think about what's going on with me right now, but I do see a doctor once or twice a month. Yep. That would help, as far as like even maybe group would help, Country Girl, talking to others that are going through the same thing and hearing what works for them. I really get a lot out of group. I probably prefer group more than one-on-one because I feel like I get redundant one-on-one, and when I go to group, I can hear what worked for you, and I don't feel so ashamed, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next slide here. um, Imagine that in the future you were writing your memoirs. What are the key events and experiences in your life that have shaped who you are today? And that can be, trauma, of course, not necessarily wins or losses. It can be traumatic events as well. What are the key events and experiences in your life that have shaped who you are today? This defining self reflection. And think about how that particular strife or win shaped that part of your identity at that time in your life. I think that's something I need more than meds. Well, you might get a lot out from group, Kim. I know I do. And I think that you're like a sponge when it comes to the camaraderie and fellowship from others, like I do. We've been kind of starved since the virus, right? We've been sort of starved from touch and just human interaction. And I think that you might would get a whole lot out of maybe going back to church in person and then going in person to therapy, a group setting. Abuse from childhood and into my 40s. I understand. I understand. And in my situation, I grew up with a paranoid schizophrenic mother I've mentioned before, and there was poverty, and then and divorce, a single parent household, and then I had the multiple siblings with different personalities, and then and once I became an adult, there were other traumas and abuse that happened in relationships, and my idea of what a relationship should look like was skewed, and what I thought was love was what I thought I watched in the movie Purple Rain. He smacked the shit out of her, but he gave her his earring, and I thought, how romantic. So that right off the bat, when I watched that, and I glamorized that abusive, dysfunct relationship in that movie, I needed some counseling. I didn't really have a healthy, um, you know, my whole what love looked like was abusive. And so, you're an empath. I understand. Yep, I understand. You soak up the emotions of everyone around you, even their trauma, right? I understand that. I think we also feel like we want to make it better. We think that if we love them enough, hug them enough, kiss them enough, and coddle them enough, it'll make all the pain go away, and that's not true. And before we know it, they've used up all of our love and tossed us aside for another source of, a vampire. Mm-hmm. Emotional vampires. Okay, so let me go on to the next slide here. What are 3 experiences in your life that you are grateful for and why? I know a experience in my life that I'm grateful for, and that would be a lot of my employment history. I've gotten to meet some really interesting people from all walks of life. I've done fast food. I've done retail. I've done doctor's offices. I've done corporate America. I've done sales. I've done janitorial. I've done hair. So pretty much, I would probably say that because of the city I live in, there was a high demand of temps, and so I've gotten to be a temporary at a lot of different places, uh, loading docks, and I mean, all kinds of things I've gotten to do, and I feel very fortunate for that. What about you? What are you grateful for? I think I've learned a lot just from not just the jobs themselves, but the people that I worked with. I think I learned a lot of things that I'm grateful for. Okay, we move on to the next one here. Think back to a time when you overcame a significant challenge. What did you learn about yourself from that experience? A difficult challenge. An analogy for me would probably be, what did you learn about yourself from that experience? Overcame a significant challenge. Um, Probably buying my first house by myself. I overcame a lot of obstacles being a single mom, trying to get approved, and I was in my 20s. So, but I learned about myself that I did it. I sure the hell did. I bought my own house all by my own self in my 20s. So that's what I learned about my own self right there. I was like, I'm not a quitter, really, and I'm kind of competitive and I'm real hard headed and kind of controlling. So those are the things I learned about myself. What about you, Kim? I think, let's see what Kim says. I am grateful for becoming a mother, grateful for the employment and helping the mental and physically handicapped. Wow, that's fantastic. Yes. Thank you for your service. That is huge to me. People that are left in these nursing homes to pass away alone. I have a friend of mine right now who's in hospice. I learned that I am stronger than I thought. Same here. Absolutely. We sure did, didn't we? I didn't think I had it in me either. And I'll tell you another thing that a challenge that I overcame. Thank God loved me no matter what he did to me. There you go. Um, I cut my toe off with a lawnmower years ago, and it really hurt. But I overcame it, and I had to learn how to walk without a limp again because your big toe is your pressure point where all your balance goes. And so I walked with a limp for a while, and when they put it back together, the bone in the middle had shattered, so they kind of piecemealed it back together like a quilt, and it turned out looking kind of like a little penis, but it's a big toe nonetheless. And it has a toenail on it. It looks really weird, but hey, it's there. I just can't put any weight on it because that bone shattered. So I can't wear, but certain, I have to wear like platform heels, or I trip and it's not sexy. I'll put it that way. It took my swagger. It took my swagger. I found out that God did love me no matter what. that man they call father did to me, God still loves me. That's right. Amen. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Kim. I'll tell you how I did it. If you've ever vacuumed and your vacuum has gotten hung up on a rug and you've gone to kick it up off the rug so it's not dragging, that's exactly what I did to the lawnmower. I kicked it when it got hung up on a bush, and my foot went right up underneath the darn phone, right off, man. Lord, just thinking about it hurts. But I overcame it, and once it healed and the swelling went down, I was able to fit it in shoes. It took me almost 9 months before I was able to put it inside a shoe again. And it took years for the swelling to go down and me wear a regular, set of shoes. But yeah, I can't wear high heels much anymore unless they're what do you call it, platform with a real thick flat bottom. Yeah. Okay, and so think about you overcoming a significant challenge, engaging that when you are writing your goals. Part 2 that I go over probably next week, we'll talk about your passions. When you go to write your goals, think about your passions. Think back to your childhood. What activities did you enjoy the most? And how do those activities align with your current interest? Well, I'm going to tell you what, y'all. Guess what mine was? Mine was dressing up. I like to play dress up, and I like to play with paper dolls. So guess what I do nowadays? And I don't mind getting up and going to work now. I pretend I'm on TV. That's what I do. I'm an actress, and I get to pretend that I'm on TV. So when you sit down to write down your goals for next year, or this year, I guess I should say, now that we're already here, um, think about, am I doing what I really want to be doing in this short time we call life, right? I like to play dress up, and depression stole your passion. Well, honey, I was just like that. And finding the right meds and gummies have mattered. And I mean that. Where the heck is my thing? That's not the right thing. Here we go. There's no reason for you to be unhappy when there are so many things that we can take now for mood. And I went to mood.com. I'll add their link here if somebody could grab it for me. Mood.com. If y'all could put it in the chat for me, I'd really appreciate it. It will help you, Kim, and I'm not kidding. It's mood.com. Gummies. It's totally legal, and it will help you. There's no need to go through life, what little we got left of it, sad. And we're here to help you. Look at all the different, and someone that you could ask questions is Xander and Tina, because they sell it. They know all about it. They're good go-to people that you know and trust here that will tell you whatever you need to know about it. They're very intelligent people and well read about it. Don't go through life sad. Okay, so when we get together tomorrow, we'll finish going over setting goals next week. This is a 3-part series. Next, we're going to talk about our passions. Today was self-awareness. Let's see, on the next live, we're going to talk about hip hop drama and what's happening with P. Diddy. And then the next one, we're going to talk about artificial intelligence. And there's a segment from 60 Minutes that we're going to watch about artificial intelligence. And then on Saturday at 3, I'm going to be interviewing David Gant. The movie Masterminds was made based on his story. It's a very good comedy. And he's also come out with a book called The Book of Dave. I'm going to be interviewing him and hanging out and just having a good afternoon. So I hope that we get together soon and we finish our setting goals. I hope I didn't inundate you with too much. Yes, mood.com. They have gummies. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. I had asked a couple of poll questions. I'm going to pull up on my wall here and go over real quick. So self-awareness is key when you get ready to sit down and set your goals so that you're not setting yourself up for a disappointment. That's key, the first key anyway. So then when we get together, we're going to talk about our passions and why it's important to include our passions when we are writing our goals. Okay, let's see here. What were some of the stuff I'd asked you here? Would you want to meet your favorite creator in person at a Comic-Con type environment, conference hall, a cookout or park, a cigar bar, pub, or lounge, or an amusement park? Everyone said 55% a cookout or park. And words and phrases to dump in 2024. Let's see, that one was sorry, not sorry. 19% it is what it is. 11% cosign. 6% passive aggressive. 28% gaslighting. And 37% sorry, not sorry. All right, I'm going to head out of here, and I hope y'all had a good afternoon and learned a little something. And when we get back together, we're going to talk about our passions when we set our goals. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, the Liberator, I sure did. I did today. It will come by 5 a.m. tomorrow, and I'll let you know how it went. From mood.com. Yes. But you can always order. You're real close to Xander and Tina. You should probably order from them. I don't know their website, but I know they're Predator Hunter Nation. If somebody has Tina and Xander's, they can drop it. They have a pretty good knowledge about it, and they can answer any of your questions about gummies and mood and how it can help. Yeah, sure. Anytime. I love you guys. Y'all have a great day. Bye.
sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright no matter where you go. Always on my mind. I could be alone, but you're never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright. You can find me alone in this cold place. No face is safe to this place of time. Live a mystery unsolved like a cold case. And highways disgraced by the state of mind. Drinking strange water, leave a sour taste. Been looking for my soul in the haze pine. Getting kinda dull to this heartbreak as my heart shakes like the waves in a baseline. The good girl grows too strong. Stay by the light of the moon. And it gets better. Paths also change like the weather. Feel like a song you can't remember. See you in December, so know you'll be coming home. Soon after you'll be gone, and no matter where you go, always on my mind. And I could be alone, but you're never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright no matter where you go. You're always on my mind. And I could be alone, but you're never far from sight as far as we go. Through the darkest night, I hope it brings you peace of mind. I know we'll be alright now. Been trying to delay what the days take. Find myself locked up. Can't escape this, there's no way. Now haunted by the mistakes. Mistakes like chips on a small blind. High tax to pay for lost time. Build yourself up from